Hello everyone and welcome back to the Synergy Sanctum. My name is Justin. Thank you so much for stopping by. Here at the Synergy Sanctum, we specialize in all things related to Magic the Gathering, with a specific focus on deck building. So I aim to show you very quick deck techs that'll show you all of the cards in the deck and how they work together to ultimately achieve the goals of that deck. If you're not already, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. And we also have a sister channel now, so head on over to Commander Coliseum and check out their content as well. And for today's deck tech, we have a Dungeons & Dragons Vrondiss Rage of Ancients deck for you. So an EDH deck focused around pain damage. So Vrondiss has this ability where whenever he is dealt damage, you get to create a 5/4 dragon spirit token. And then when that creature deals damage, you sack it. So really powerful ability here. And he does have this backup ability, which, you know, is totally synergized with D&D, where you roll one or more dice, you can have him deal a damage to itself. But we're not going to rely just on dice rolling. We are going to rely on all of the pain creatures and spells that exist in Magic to keep paining Vrondiss every turn, making a bunch of 5/4 dragons, and then getting added value off of that. So really fun deck here. Really affordable too. TCG market value is only $86 to $104. And we are running 33 lands, all of them being basics to keep that budget low, 13 of those being forests, and 20 of those being mountains. So getting into it today, here are a ton of spells that pain creatures. So this damage will always be directed at Vrondiss most likely, although we do have some enraged dinos in the deck as well to get added value off of that. So things like Zap are going to do a damage to a creature. That'll make a dragon for you. I'll also let you draw. Volcanic Spray, Torrent of Lava, and Tremor all doing the same thing, but they are taking it beyond to other creatures. Subterranean Spirit can tap to deal a damage to every creature without flying, so it can do it to all the things. Scattershot has Storm. Ryle is letting you do it to a creature you control, which would be Vrondiss, then you're drawing. Shake the Foundation is everybody without flying, you're drawing a card. Seismic Shudder, same deal. And then Rain of Embers to to each creature and each player, regardless of flying. And then even more damage. So here are all the activated ability pain things that exist. Volshock Sorcerer is dealing a damage. Product Pyromancer, same with Frost Wielder and Cunny Spark Mage. Lavamancer skill is putting it on a creature in addition to Power of Fire, so you can even have Vron just do it to himself with this on him. Pyrohemia, as long as a creature survives, it stays, but for a red, you can paint everything. Warmonger, same deal. For 2 mana, though, anybody can pay into it to deal a damage. And then Fire Ants is another tap one. It's doing it to all creatures without flying, though. And then Bloodfire Dwarf, you can sack him to do it to all creatures without flying. And then even a couple of more pings here. So Blasting Station, you have to sack a creature to do it. Not a big deal, though. And then when a creature comes in, you get to untap it. So this one's kind of repeatable. Pyroclasm says it's doing 2 damage to everybody. Inferno Titan can split the targets. So you can do 1 to Vrondiss and 2 to others. Or even, you know, multiple ones to Vrondiss. Needle Drop is letting you do a damage to a creature or player that was already dealt damage, and then you draw. Hurlyburly does it to every creature without flying or every creature with flying. Harbinger of the Hunt has repeatable ones. You pay mana into 3 mana apiece. Gut Shot's a single damage. Grape Shot has Storm again. Flick a coin gets you a treasure and a draw off of it as well. And then Magma Quaid is dealing it to everybody that doesn't have flying. And then we're also running things like Flare and Death Spark and Chaos Charm. All are doing damage. Caltrops is doing it off of attacks. Dual Shot is doing it to 2 creatures. Fiery Confluence, you get to choose 3 of those, and you can choose multiple modes. Cinder Clasm is dealing it to each creature. And then Blind Blast is letting you do the damage, but then also letting you draw. And then here are the other cards that pay off from damage as well. So our initial strategy is to give it to Vrondiss, but we're not going to just rely on that because everybody's going to realize what we're doing. So we have other ones. So Wrathful Red Dragon's super powerful in this deck because when a dragon's dealt damage, it's going to deal that much damage to any target that isn't a dragon. So it can redirect all of these pings and fire it off at opponents. Where Ancient Tread and Warstorm Surge, those 5/4s that are coming in are going to do 5 damage. Spit Flame's really good because when a dragon enters, which they will be with Vrondiss, you can return this for a red and get more damage. And then here's our Enrage mechanic one. So we're running Silverclad Ferostodons. When it gets dealt damage, everybody's going to sack a permanent. Ripjaw Raptors letting you draw. Cacophodon is letting you untap a permanent, probably going to be a land. Polyraptors making copies, so that's going to get out of control. And then Ranging Raptors is letting you get basics. And then we're running Rite of Passage as well to neglect the damage. So when they're dealt damage, they're going to get a counter. So this is really, really broken with Vrondiss because he's going to keep getting bigger off of all this damage, and he's going to survive for longer and make even more tokens. And then even more payoffs in the deck. So we're running Nayith of the Dire Hunt. Whenever one or more creatures you control fight or become blocked, draw a card. So if people are blocking those 5/4s, we're going to draw a bunch. Impact Trenders is going to ping everybody for creatures coming in. Brash Taunter, really, really solid here. He's going to live off of all of the pings, right? And then he's going to redirect that damage to an opponent. Fiend Lash, whenever equipped creature is dealt damage, it deals damage equal to its power to target player. So picture this on Vrondiss with that Rite of Passage out. He's just getting bigger, and every time he's taking damage, this is basically like a win con. Gimli Counter of Kills, when creatures are dying, he's dealing damage to the controllers. And then Ganex Astral Hunter is making treasures off of all these dragons coming in, so super powerful there. And then other good stuff in the deck. So we got our Tarka World Render, which is letting your dragons, your 5/4s that are coming in, get double strike. So each of those tokens is 10 now. Honora Wolfvid Familiar, as long as it's your turn, if Vrondiss is taking damage, he's indestructible, so he'll survive it. And then Torbran is taking all of these pings and turning them into lightning bolts if we need to. And then draw on the deck, we're running a Staff of Nin because it's a painter as well. Lets us draw at upkeep. Fecundity is letting you draw when creatures die. Greater Good, you can sack those dragon tokens and get 5 draws off of each one. You gotta discard 3 cards though, not a big deal. Garruk's Uprising and Elemental Bond are getting you draws when they enter. And then mana in the deck, so we're running Goblin and Anarchomancer to discount our green and red spells. Cultivate and Rampant Growth to ramp us. And then Explore lets us play an additional land as well as draw a card. And with that, our show has come to an end. Thank you so much for watching our video. And if you enjoyed that video, feel free to share it out with any friends who might find value in it as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. We hope to see you again soon. Have a good one.